What by far has been your worst dating experience here in this beautiful city of Atlanta?
Oh,
If you don't mind sharing.
God. Absolute worst was when I was engaged.
No, this was when you guys started.
No, this was the week of the wedding. So I was supposed to get married the end of 22. Actually, it's been 2 years exactly, October. Long story short, the week of the wedding, I found out he was already married to somebody in Tennessee. He had a wife already.
What's wrong with that? I just want to see your reaction. But go ahead. I mean, they might not be talking anymore, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Already married, had a ton, like I'm talking like 98 grand of IRS debt. And then I knew he had a son, but had not paid child support or anything like that in forever. Yeah, so it was just a lot that came out the week of. But yeah, I called it off. It was 5 days before the wedding.
Did you go snooping? How did you find this out?
I was getting married in Greece,
Okay.
and he was supposed to renew his passport. And a letter came to the house from the Department of Treasury. They flagged his passport and denied renewing it because of the IRS debt.
Not the child support.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And then literally the next day, I asked him to go to the store, went to the store. He got pulled over for super speeding, ended up having a warrant out for his arrest for non-payment of tickets in Clayton County.
Cool.
Clayco.
Yeah.
So they took him to jail. And when they took him to jail, I picked up his truck and did all that. That's when I tore the house apart. And I took apart the nightstand, like took the drawers out. There was an envelope in the back. At one point, the house was in pre-foreclosure, HOA behind. And then I found the paperwork for the child support lawsuit. So I was told, like, when I first started dating him, like his son would come all the time. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, she's jealous of our relationship. I've been posting on Instagram and she won't let me see him. But that wasn't it at all. You just stopped sending money and that was the problem. So she had to file a case against him. So finding out all of that, that's important for me. I don't do like men that don't take care of their children.
Right.
That's a no-no.
Something strange here.
Yeah, because I was like, you have a warrant out for your arrest with all these tickets. I don't even know you're getting tickets. His license was suspended. Didn't know his license was suspended. You driving to work every day. Don't know about the IRS debt. And again, I wasn't going to leave him for the debt. I was disappointed because my thing was, you should have told me. But not taking care of your son, not paying the bills, it was just like a complete, I was done. Yeah. And just like I found out like at one point, he was a teacher actually, but he told me at one point he was a teacher in Dubai teaching English. And when I talked to his father, he was like, that's a complete lie. Like his wife taught English in Dubai, not him. So then you make up like a fake life. So yeah, it's like at that point, you don't know a person, right? Like, yeah, I don't know who I've been dating for the last 2.5 years.
So you going through his, well, let me make sure. I'm just going to do a recap. So you guys were going to go to Greece, Santorini, Mykonos. Okay, you guys are going to go to do the Greek wedding, Santorini style, and you guys were about to fly out, and he was waiting on his passport.
They kept saying pending, and so he was like, well, I called the passport office and got an appointment. So I'm thinking, okay, he'll get it straightened out, but I checked the mailbox that day when I came home from work, and I saw the letter from the Department of Treasury with his name on it. I knew right then and there it was something bad, and I was like, open it in front of me.
Got you. And the next day he was going to the store, and he was speeding, had a warrant.
And a suspended
license. Had a bunch of tickets.
Yeah.
You went to take care of it. In the meantime, red flags are obviously going off. So you said, let me rip this house apart.
Yeah.
And see what's happening. And that's when you found that he was still married.
So when I found the child support paperwork, I called one of my good girlfriends, and she was like, give me the case number because my cousin works there. I'm going to have her pull it. And she pulled it, and that's when she called me back and was like, are you sitting? And I was like, yeah. She was like, he's married. That's his wife in Tennessee. And he told me he'd never been married. Like, this is our first for both of us.
Got you. So you just cut everything off, and you guys were living together?
Yes.
And you just basically was like, just that easy.
I was out of there in 4 days.
You left a brother high and dry like that?
Well, the crazy
time
thing
of
is,
difficulty?
I came back 2 weeks later to get the rest of my stuff. Like, I didn't get everything out.
Right.
I just got what I needed. But I came back 2 weeks later, and there was already another woman's stuff in the house,
That's right.
in the bathroom, all her toiletries, robes, everything.
You don't mess around, do you?
Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, that's my craziest story.
And that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years exactly. I was supposed to
Exactly.
get married October of 22.
Got you. So outside of that, obviously you guys were in a full blown relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, like I'm just talking about just like a regular dating story. What's been like the wildest
Oh,
experience
oh,
or something that a guy has done?
oh, wow. I don't know that this is really that wild, but I did have a guy that we met. It was a first date, and mind you, he took me to, is it Loca Luna, I think? The little tapas place, you know where I'm talking about?
You know, I'm new. I'll look it up though when we're done here.
Well, it's like a tapas salsa
See if
bar.
that's a player type spot. but
It's like
yeah.
a salsa.
Okay.
They do like dancing some nights, whatever.
Okay.
But then when the waitress comes over and I wanted to get a margarita, he just cut me off and was like, "Give us a minute." And that's when he was like, "So I've been sober now for 3 years and I don't drink, and I would appreciate it if you didn't. And my thing is, I'm proud of you and good job, but you should have established that
For sure.
up front. Go meet somebody in AA. Don't sit up here and ask women out and don't tell them that up front. And now I'm supposed to not drink." So I expressed that to him, and of course we're going back and forth. So I politely dismissed myself and went to the bar, bought my own drink, and met like a group of white girls and had a great time with them.
And what did he do?
He kept trying to talk to me, but I was like, "Please, the date's over. It's a wrap. The date is over. I'm sorry." Because we don't align. Like, I'm not going to become sober now. I'm not saying I'm an alcoholic,
Right.
but like, I want to sound like, damn, I can't function without tequila.
For sure.
But if I go out, and especially if you take me to a place that's a bar, I don't get that. We could have went somewhere else
This is
that
true.
didn't have alcohol. Like, let's say you were uncomfortable to break that news to me. You maybe wanted to break it in person. Don't take me to a bar then.
This is true.
Other places we could have went where there is no alcohol, and we could have had that conversation.
Don't take me to a strip club if I can't.
Exactly. If I can't indulge.
If I can't indulge.
I'm at a salsa bar and I can't
Yeah.
have a margarita.
For sure.
What is that?
And that was it. As far, I mean, I'm not saying that was an underwhelming story at all. I was just.
It is. I mean, it's not really that wild.
Yeah.
I haven't had too many. Yeah, not like wild, but I've had to end some dates. Like, I will end a date. I will end a date
Right.
with the quickness. Or like I had a guy at Gypsy Kitchen. That's like the shops of Buckhead.
Shout out to Gypsy Kitchen. That's another tapas place.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
meet there, and before we order anything, so we're getting to know each other, and I don't think it should cost me anything to get to know you. I feel like we should split this one, and if it goes good, I'm willing to treat you.
That's what he said?
Yes, for the second one. I politely was like, "Hold that thought." Went to the hostess and was like, "Do you have another table?" And she was like, "Is something wrong with y'all table?" I said, No, he's good where he's at. I'm going to move. I want my table. So I moved. Of course, he came over apologizing. My thing was, I don't want to change you. If you're the type that wants to split the check down the middle, that's okay. Go find someone that wants to do that. You asked me to come out. Like, you asked me out. I didn't ask you on this date.
I agree.
You wasted my time. I done put on my good perfume. I put on my nice dress. Like, I'm thinking I'm going to eat. And I still ate, but I just thought that was rude. Again, establish that before I get there.
So he said this when y'all sat down at the
We
table.
sat down, and we had just got menus. And that was it.
Man, he must have been watching too much YouTube.
That's what I
these
said.
guys, I mean, establish that, as Robin just said, establish
Yeah.
that before you go on a date. Don't show up to a date and just say, "By the way, I'm not paying. I'll pay half, you pay half. We'll do Dutch." Or that's how it is. But if you invite, have some class. If you invite
Yeah.
someone out, like, come on, man. Nobody's going to take you seriously. It's been dope, man. I'm going to catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.